Hi, hello. How are you today? Welcome. My name is Zari. I am a ASMR artist, Subliminal coach, and I'm also a birth and lactation professional. I am so happy that you can join me for this ASMR subliminal affirmation affirming session. Let's get into it. I wanted to talk about limiting our abundance before we go into the actual subliminal. Now, if you would like to skip to the actual subliminal, I think that's okay. But I do highly recommend you listen to this segment of the video before you continue, because I just want to talk a little bit about some of the things that can pretty much limit us and our abilities to succeed. So first, I want to say that holding your talents or supply can stagnate your abundance. For example, I've had many YouTube ideas that were never filmed or videos in my draft. I did not post or film those ideas or videos in the spur of the moment. Thus, I didn't have the motivation or fire to post, if that makes sense. I didn't have the fire to post them later on. Fire in reference to abundance, motivation, or vibration. I didn't have that later, and so I just grew uninterested in those ideas or those videos that lay in the draft. I missed the momentum of that, if that makes sense. I was receiving a download and didn't act upon it. Maybe I can talk about some of my participants to help you understand further what I mean. So I think I can explain it in this way. I have served many as a lactation professional. Some clients just do not pump or feed from the breast as much as they are supposed to, and as a result, their milk supply takes a dip. Why is that? Because you have to release, you have to post, you have to give in order to receive. However, if you are stagnant and without stability, you will hold on to habits that limit you. And that's not good. That is not a good thing. And that's what I had. I believe that's why I was not able to be as consistent before. I'm a little bit more consistent now. I'm trying to stay very consistent on YouTube and trying to get everything to take off. And I see the results. I see more people following me. I see more engagement in my content that I wasn't seeing before. if I hadn't been consistent on YouTube. And I believe that's why I did not grow before. I wasn't as consistent as I was supposed to be. So consistency is the key, but also limiting our abundance starts with our mind first. A lot of us who are in marginalized communities especially have limiting beliefs about what we can do if we grew up in poverty and we are constantly in scarcity mode, or in a scarcity, or had a scarcity mindset. A lot of things can give you the idea. So well, let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. So if you're not constantly doing or being consistent, or exercising your muscle, I'm gonna put it that way. I love saying that. If you're not exercising your muscle correctly or doing it at all, you're not getting anywhere, are you? So today I want you to take the time to, well, every day I want you to take the time to show up for yourself, to reprogram your mind. Start fresh. Start new. And change the way you think. When you change the way you think, more opportunities start coming your way. There was a lot of things I didn't think I could do, or there were a lot of things I didn't think I would achieve that were on my vision board that I was able to achieve. There has been I put a lot of things on my vision board, and in a lot of the things that I put on there have come true because I reprogrammed my mind. I changed my vibration, and I was able to become abundant, and I was able to exercise my muscle when I needed to. So hopefully all of that is making sense. But this is a meditation to help you with your stability. A lot of us don't feel stable. A lot of us are not secure. A lot of us don't have confidence in ourselves. And that can bring on scarcity as well. So we hold on to things instead of releasing them in order to get more in return. In order to receive, how does Lauryn Hill say it? I think she said that in that song, reciprocity. We have to do that. We give out and we receive. It's very simple. Don't make it hard. I was one of those people that made it hard. Trust me. I was like, I can't do this. I can't manifest this. And really, I actually had the power to manifest and do the things that I wanted to do. I just needed to reprogram my mindset in order to get things done, in order to believe in myself and find the courage. And don't get me wrong, I'm always working on my beliefs every day, because sometimes I feel like there are limiting beliefs that creep up on me here and there, and then I try to work them out with inner work, which is also very important. I want to leave you with this before we go into our subliminal. Think of yourself as this lotus flower. The lotus flower is probably one of the most beautiful flower, but it's like one of the strongest. It represents strength as well. In some cultures, the lotus flower is a representation of purity and rebirth. That's why if you look at the parallels of the lotus flower and the what is it called, the placenta, the organ that the birthing parent or the mother grows whenever the baby, whenever she conceptualizes the baby, and then it grows, and as pregnancy progresses. The similarities to the lotus flower and the placenta are amazing. I remember even reading that the leaves, like in the veins, like the veins of the leaf of the lotus flower, are very similar to the veins of the placenta. And then I remember reading that the stem of the lotus flower is so strong and steady, like the umbilical cord of the placenta. And then all of a sudden, when it's time for the lotus flower to release itself from the stem, it does, just like what happens with a lotus birth. A lotus birth is when you have a baby and you keep the placenta attached to the baby until the placenta comes off on its own. Isn't that beautiful? That's amazing. But I said that to say that imagine yourself as that lotus flower. You are strong. You are stable. You are secure. Your stem is holding you there until it's time for you to release. You know how to exercise your muscle when it's time for you to release from that stem. See how that is? Isn't that analogy so beautiful? You are that lotus flower. You are coming into this world new, reborn, fresh, pure. Your mind is reprogrammed. Imagine yourself like that whenever you listen to this subliminal that's going to change your life. Drop down there in the comments, I am reborn and my mind is reprogrammed from this subliminal now. Type that in the comments because it's true. Thank you so much for tuning in to this session in this subliminal. I cannot wait to see how your life is going to transform from this message and this subliminal. I love you. Make sure you like and comment on this video. You are cherished. Sweet dreams, sweet